Welcome to the Game Code. I'm your host, Sarah Ingram, and we've got a great episode for you this week. We're going to be at CAMPBELL Tactical in Halifax, Nova Scotia, trying out some really sweet laser tag. I'm ready to lock and load. Let's do this.
Yeah, there's a window here right in front of it. Yeah, it gives you light on both sides, so you can always get that.
Welcome back to the Game Code. I'm Sarah and I'm here with John from CAMPBELL and KB Tactical. Now, we just played some laser tag, which is awesome. But first, why don't you tell us a little bit about the business?
Okay, so CAMPBELL's been around, it's in its 18th year now. So CAMPBELL specifically is aimed at giving people of all ages a real racing experience. The karts are all electric, the track is grippy. So it's more kind of giving people an experience that most people would not usually get.
Mm-hmm. And they go really fast.
The karts will reach speeds of 50 kilometers an hour, but we can adjust the speed obviously for different abilities. The idea is to give, the only restriction we have is height. So yeah, people basically have to be 4'4" just to be able to operate the karts.
Awesome. So now KB Tactical is a fairly new addition. So what inspired you guys to add laser tag to your operations?
Well, a lot of what we do is team building. So KB Tactical was introduced 2 years ago. And a lot of what we do with the karting in the same way that it's the same thing that we provide with the laser tag, is kind of team building for corporate events and sports teams and things like that.
So tell us a little bit about the two different game modes that you guys offer here.
Okay, so we offer domination. So domination is basically base capture. So we have two different capture points in the map. The teams are then competing to capture them to gain points. It's an overall score at the end as to who is determined who is the winner.
Oh, okay.
And then we also have TDM as well, which is team deathmatch, and that is basically. It's effectively elimination. So the teams would respawn in. It's a much slower paced game, but it involves much more thinking and sort of tactical involvement. It's once you have been hit 5 times, once you've been eliminated, that's it, you're out. You're on your own. Your team is then on their own after that, and it's effectively last team standing wins the game.
And that's one of the ones that we got to play earlier. And I was very terrible. But it's also much scarier. It's slower paced, but you really have to pay attention and line up your shots, because if you stick your head out, you don't get a second chance. That makes it really, really important to be with your team, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And yeah. I mean that's the whole emphasis around it. It is completely team based. It's not about solo play by any means. The more strategically you're thinking, the better the game is, really. And there are so many different ways of playing it and planning your strategy, especially is the fact that we can provide layouts of the map as well, so you really can, it adds that 8th degree to being able to sort of plan a strategy and taking down the other team.
Awesome. Now, in terms of equipment,
okay,
there's this bad boy right here.
The MP5 Stinger.
I have never seen, now I've played a little bit of laser tag in my life, not too much, but I have never seen something as impressive as this. So can you tell us a little bit about this specific weapon?
Okay, so the guns are all infrared. The bursts that come out of them, they have an effective range of 400 yards. So we can tune them to whatever environment they're in. So at the moment, we're in the arena, they're at the minimum range. Now the guns, the whole idea of the game is the fact that with the scope, because you actually have to aim through the scope, because you have the red dot, it adds a whole different element and exposure to being able to play. So because you're always having to look through the scope, and of course the sensors that you fire at are based on your head as well, you are exposing yourself to the enemy every single time that you're trying to fire and aim as well. So you really have to kind of think about how you're engaging the different people on the field. The guns are amazingly customizable. We can change the sounds, the fire rates, the reload rates, pretty much everything about them. Like, we can customize games to pretty much anyone's needs, which is great when you're, trying to sort of come up with scenarios for different tournaments or team building events or sort of corporate events and things like that.
I also really like how you actually have to reload, because sometimes you play it's just pew 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 like everywhere, and you can't do that. Like when you reload and you have there's like that delay.
Of course,
so like it leaves you open. And
at the point of when you have to reload and someone hears that, it feels like 2 minutes instead of 5 seconds.
I definitely shrieked and ran away several times.
I think most people probably do the first time.
Yeah. So now, why don't you tell us a little bit about the arena that you guys have in there, because it's really detailed.
Yeah, it's the arena is kind of based around urban environments. We have a car which is kind of the centerpiece of it. Eventually, the arena, we will actually add different layers to it, so we'll have different floors. At the moment, it's completely customizable because each structure is it's all plywood, it's all movable.
Yeah.
We can change it up as often as we want. Now we recently did a three-dimensional scan of the arena, so we have different views and layouts. You can do a virtual walkthrough of it. So when teams are coming in, you can take the layout off the website, or we can send it to teams and whatever else, and they can then plan their strategy around it, and they can plan where different people are going to be and knowing what games they're going to play.
Have you thought about doing a water level?
A water level?
Yeah, or zombie mode?
Zombie level would be awesome. I think I'll definitely contemplate doing that for Halloween.
Or God mode. We talked about that one earlier. I like that one.
God mode is the referee. I have the God mode gun.
That's true. You decide when it's game over.
Absolutely.
You have the gun that says that.
I'm afraid so. It's mine. I'm not giving it away.
So now, anybody who's watching who's interested in playing, what's like the type of group that you really think benefits from KB Tactical and what you guys have to offer?
It's very much aimed towards corporate groups, sort of in a company leagues and tournaments and things like that. We do a lot of bachelor parties, a lot of just parties as well, tons of sports teams. And it's fantastic because with that many people as well, we can create different teams. You can do a round robin, and then you can sort of play off winner versus winner, and it can get really, really intense.
So now, anyone who's watching that's interested in playing some amazing laser tag, where can they get a hold of you guys?
So we are very active on Facebook and Twitter. We also have a YouTube account. So we have our different videos and the different scenarios. We have explanations of the different games on YouTube as well. So that's definitely a good place to catch us. And if not, you can find tons of information on kbtactical.ca.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us in.
Thank you. It was a
And
pleasure.
you guys need to come in here and try this out. Thanks again to John for having us. Make sure you book your next party at Carpon Tactical and take that opportunity to kick your friend's ass. I'm Sarah Ingram for the Game Code. We're done here.